So hello and welcome to another episode of Analog Insights and Greg's Library. In today's episode we talk about a very special photographer and a very special book, and that is?
Yeah, the photographer is Barbara Klemm, and I always wanted to do something about great portraitists, and my first idea was Irving Penn for today, but then I got the new Leica Photography International, and they had a special appearance to Barbara Klemm. Mm-hmm. Barbara Klemm is, for me, the grande of German post-war photography, because she characterized for more than 35 years the face of the Frankfurter Allgemeine Magazine. And she isn't that well known, although she got the Erich Salomon Prize, for example. She is since 2012 member of the Leica Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. And this special appearance in this magazine was because on the 27th of December she celebrates her 80th birthday. So I think that's a good opportunity to tell something about Barbara Klemm, to tell something about a book which is dedicated to two famous photographers, Stefan and Barbara Klemm. And today I would like to talk about the oeuvre of Barbara Klemm.
So what was her focus in how long was her career? 35 years or longer even?
Longer. Mm-hmm. Barbara Klemm was born in 1939 mm-hmm. in Münster, Westfalen, and grew up then in Karlsruhe because her father was a professor at the Academy of Arts mm-hmm. in Karlsruhe. And this gave her a very early approach to art, and she was educated in an environment of artists. And she started an education as a photographer in, I think, 1958, mm-hmm. and did this complete education as a photographer. And her first job was then starting with 1959 at the Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung, but not as a photographer. Mm-hmm. She was working in the laboratory, in the photographic laboratory. And during this time, she had some freelancer appearances as a photographer. And in 1970 then, she got an employment contract as a photographer for the Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung for the resorts of Politics and Feuilleton. Mm-hmm. And she did that until 2005, until she retired.
Okay, wow.
And she was the main person who influenced the appearance of the Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung magazine, which was, as long as it was printed and provided, very famous mm-hmm. for its excellent journalistic quality and its excellent quality of the photographs and for the complete appearance. Mm-hmm.
So, of course, this is an interesting time in German history. Basically everything from the 1970s up until 2005. Are there any kind of legendary photographs that she took of?
There's a lot. Mm-hmm. For example, the pictures of the Berlin Wall in 1989, mm-hmm. Pictures of politicians like Willy Brandt, Helmut Schmidt, Herbert Wehner, famous artists, authors, writers. She had approach to everybody because she was not aggressive in the way she worked. She was very smooth and kind, and I was lucky to see some interviews with her, mm-hmm. and she's such a nice person. And I can imagine that this was the base for her big success as a photographer. I can imagine she wasn't very recognized when she took her photographs, because she drew her back herself. And that was, I think, one part of her big success, and the excellent eye she had for the situation. And she's a great storyteller with her pictures.
Yeah. So can we take a look at some of the images?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is, for example, one of these images. It's the funeral from Ernst Jünger. An author and philosopher, a German. Another famous picture, Ingeborg Bachmann. She was an Austrian writer. Ernst Jünger. And then here. This is a series from her People in Museums, Museum of Modern Art, with a famous picture from Pablo Picasso. She did also a lot of traveling and had always her Leica camera with her, and she was always taking pictures in black and white.
And it also seems that technology didn't play such an important role.
No, technology didn't play such a big role. I think she had only 2 lenses, a Leica M6 and a 35 and a 50mm lens.
All you need.
All you need, yeah. And this is her father, Fritz Klemm, for example. And you see here this
beautiful composition.
This composition and the environmental portrait as Arnold Newman did, and where Arnold Newman became famous for. And she did it just with a 35mm camera. And here's some other artists.
Beautiful.
Tommy Ungerer, the cartoonist. Umberto Eco, the famous Italian writer.
Basically everyone.
Yeah, basically everyone.
Really impressive.
And
wow.
Try to find some politicians, but it's not here. And here's some travel photographs. So she was very versatile in what she did.
That's impressive. Wow.
And she was, or she still is, for me, the grande of the post-war German photography, because she accompanied all the famous persons and the famous events in German history, and not only German history. She did a lot of traveling, as I told, and she was taking pictures, and she shows us the image of the world as it is.
So very interesting, so much about Barbara Klemm, and we wish her a happy 80th birthday.
Yeah, also from my side, a happy 80th birthday and good health for the next years, and best wishes.
And speaking of the next years, what are our plans on this channel for the next year?
I'm a little bit scared to talk about plans for the next year, because I remember we've been at this place 1 year ago, and some of our plans we could realize, some of our plans we couldn't, because we didn't have the time. For example, some lab work, but I think we will make it in 2020. We have some good ideas, and that was the idea that I have from 2019. Analog photography is growing, and the important manufacturers like Ilford bring new products as the panchromatic film, for example. The ortho film. Also the excellent, it must be excellent, as I heard, the new multigrade 5 paper, and I tried to get some samples that we can test it in the lab. Ilford promises that it gives us deep blacks comparable to fiber-based papers, and I'm very curious to test this paper. For example, Kodak, who announced that the Ektachrome 100 will be available as 4x5 inch and also 120 film. Then we have Fuji. They announced that we will get the new Acros film, Acros 2. What makes me very happy, because I'm a fan of the Acros 100. And so we will definitely do some lab work. And I found some very interesting cameras in my storage. For example, the Rolleiflex 6000. It is not much told about this camera, so we will do a footage on the Roller 6000.
And then we have one that is discussed a lot.
We have one which is discussed a lot and which is definitely one of my favorite cameras, the Pentax 6x7. And after our last film about the Hasselblad SWC, we got some reactions. Why don't you test the Ilford 6x7 with a 45 millimeter? The Pentax 6x7 with a 45 millimeter lens. I have them both. I'm absolutely convinced that it is an excellent combination, and we will do something on the Pentax 67.
Yeah, and also some lab stuff.
Some lab stuff. We have still some point-and-shoot cameras, as the Olympus XA, the Contax TVS. Also Pentax 928, something completely different. A very nice camera, not expensive, which is good to start for the younger generation who want to try how it is with analog photography. So yeah, lots of stuff, and I hope we will get through in 2020.
Me too.
And, the one or the other book review.
Yeah, of course. As you can hear, an exciting year is coming up, and we are really happy that you watched our videos this year. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, all about Barbara Klemm and a little bit of an outlook for 2020. So if you did, please remember to like this video and maybe even share it with your friends. And if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to our channel. Jules, Greg, and I really enjoy seeing each and every subscriber coming our way. So thanks for watching. We hope to see you soon. Bye.
And all the best for 2020.
Yes.